Ah, there you go. Right, okay. Here we go. Going live around the world. 3, 2, 1. We're now live.
And the time now on Chat and Spin Radio here in the UK is 5:44 p.m. We've got our next guest on the line. Who's calling and where are you calling from?
Hi, Ron. It's Tommy Maloney from Greeley, Colorado, here across the pond in the United States.
Tommy, well, welcome to Chat and Spin. Now, you're the host of the podcast Blending the Family. So just tell us about that, how it all started, what inspired you to start it as well.
Well, Ron, I am in a blended family, and my wife and I actually started the podcast originally, and then because I have a radio background, Ron, she said, "That's your thing, you go do it." And the genesis of it really is that my wife and I couldn't really find any content out there about creating a blended family, a positive blended family. So there was a need, so we created the podcast, and it's been success. In my view, it's successful, Ron.
Right. So how long have you run it?
I have over 230 episodes, over 40,000 downloads. If anybody cares about numbers, I don't care about numbers. All I care about, Ron, is putting out good content and having great guests that also put out some great content. So yeah, so it's like I said, over 230 episodes.
Just tell us a little bit more about it, and also if anybody wants to join in, are they allowed to do that?
Yeah, so even though the name of the podcast is Blending the Family, topics can range from what is a good wine to discuss your budget with your significant other. The answer to that is Pinot Noir. We've had other guests on the show talking about dating after divorce. I have an upcoming episode where we're talking about our parents. Can they be friends with their kids? So the spectrum is wide, but when it comes down to it, Ron, it's about parenting, about blended family, divorce. I talk a lot about my struggles with depression and men's mental health because I'm an advocate. I want to make sure that men out there are asking for help and understanding that it's not a weakness, it's a strength. So again, Blending the Family has a different range, but again, at the end of the day, Ron, it's about families and helping other people out there.
Right, now just moving on, your newest book is entitled My Dad's Advice. Just tell us about that, Tommy, and also where people can purchase it from as well.
So yeah, the new book, My Dad's Advice at 5:04 a.m. represents the 5:04 represents when my son was born, and the advice is all about when you have a newborn, you have to start making the calls to the family. So you have to call, your mom, your future, or your mother-in-law. Well, when it came time to calling my dad said to me, Ron, well, what do you think you have to do now for your son? And I said, all I could think of, it'd been a long night, Ron, and all I could think of was just love my son as best I could. There was a little bit of a dramatic pause in there. My dad said, nope, your job as a father right now is to screw him up as best you can, just like I did. So I took that advice and someone re-engineered it through my son's life, but I also, the arc of the book talks about not only the advice my dad gave me, but where I am today with being a blended family, offering advice in the book about how to create a successful blended family, and also spotlighting many dads out there. The thing is, Ron, as a divorced husband, I'm probably the biggest idiot to my former spouse, but I feel that I'm a great dad. I'm a supporter of my son, and that's to me more important than being a great ex-husband.
How old is your son now?
He's 19.
19, right? Okay. And I take it that book is purchasable through the usual channels, etc.
Yeah, you go to the website, blendingthefamily.com. You can purchase the book there, or you can go on Amazon as well.
And also, you're a TEDx speaker as well.
Yeah, the book is actually based on my 2015 TEDx talk, where I do talk about my dad's advice. And I, again, talk about how my wife and I created a blended family, and that you can find on the website, blendingthefamily.com. And you can see me make a total fool of myself, but I had a lot of fun. And afterward, Ron, people actually enjoyed the talk. So I hope your listeners out there will go and watch it and get something out of it.
Okay, then, Tommy, is there anything else you want to mention?
Well, like I said, Ron, you can go to blendingfamily.com. You can see my coaching program. You can see my speaking. You can also purchase one of several books we have. Like I said, my newest book, My Dad's Advice at 5:04 a.m. I also have my very first book was 25 Tips for Divorced Dads. And we also have a kids coloring book that was created from my son and one of my bonus daughters, called 10 Tips on How to Survive Your Parents' Divorce. So blendingthefamily.com is hopefully your one-stop shop to find some advice and a little bit of humor as well, and also subscribe to the podcast.
Have you got anything else coming up in the pipeline?
Just new podcast episodes. They usually come out here in the States at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And I have a new episode coming out this Friday. So again, blendingthefamily.com is where you're going to find news and information 24/7, 365.
Okay, then, Tommy, well, thanks very much for coming on. And that was Tommy Maloney on the line from Greeley in Colorado in the USA.
Okay.